before I learned how to code, I had no idea what coding was actually like. I didn't know what it entailed. I didn't know what developers actually do. I remember back in college, I had a help desk job, and this wasn't very technical. It was just a basic IT help desk job at the library at my university. And during training for it, one of my students, not one of my, a colleague student asked the instructor for help on a website. And then the instructor brought out the HTML of that website. And then I looked at it, just completely lost. It looked like gibberish on the screen, and how there's like brackets, random characters. And I was thinking, people actually make sense of this? But now, as a full-time web developer, I am able to make sense of it. And it allows me like the freedom to work on the projects I want, work remotely. I'm actually here in Jeju Island right now in Korea. So I just wanted to make this, and I'm on my way to a convenience store actually to get a quick light dinner. So I wanted to make this video for you if you're someone who's interested in learning to code to build your dream app, the app you have in your vision, or get a software engineering job, or just be able to have the freedom to work wherever you want. Like that's what I'm doing. So when you think of coding, you want to think of it like a puzzle. There's like certain foundational rules with it. Like think of a puzzle, you know how this piece has to go in this piece and so forth. And that's how the coding works. There's certain fundamental computer science. There's certain types of code. There's certain code that represents functions and variables, but I don't want to get too technical. There's certain things in code that has rules in it. And you basically follow the rules to build up what you have, what you want. Think of a puzzle. So you have this vision of what you want in your mind, and you have pieces of the puzzle to build it. And so just think of how you have a software in your mind, how you envision your app to be. And then you have code just to be pieces of what you have to be able to build it. And there's abstractions to this. So think of these puzzle pieces, but like multiple puzzle pieces already connected, already enabled. And then you use these bigger puzzle pieces to connect each other. And that's how like coding has like different abstractions. There's different abstractions of programming languages. There's libraries, there's frameworks that build upon this computer science fundamentals. And with this abstractions, like someone builds it, a developer, a human builds it, and they usually have documentation on how to use this technology. And this technology all follows the laws of computer science, the fundamentals. So you first understand the fundamentals, and then you use abstractions of it to build something with it. I personally don't really build puzzles, play with puzzles, but whenever I have an IKEA furniture I'm assembling, it triggers the same side of my brain, that puzzle solving brain. Because when you think of IKEA, when you're building something, think of the instructional manual. It's not clear. They don't have like detailed steps about it. It has like these symbols that represents the actual pieces of the furniture, and like number of step 1, step 2, and how with like arrows and diagrams to show how it's connected. It's not that detailed, so you have to think of how it's actually connected. So same thing with code. They have documentation on a sample project that you build, and they'll tell you where things are supposed to go, and they don't really outline it all the way of what it should be, but you get the point of that it represents symbols, the steps that you need to do to build it. But unlike with just IKEA, where there's a set, it has set instructions to build a specific item of furniture. When you code, you go beyond the documentation for the example project that they provide. You usually build something that doesn't exist yet, so there's no instruction manual. There's an instruction manual to how to build like a sample project, but no instruction manual to how to build the app you have in your vision. So it's not just the puzzle solving with following the directions. You have to use creativity. You have to spend a lot of time thinking of how these different pieces of code will work together to build something. And it can be frustrating because things don't work as you seem. And just how like IKEA, you have to physically move the items to see if they connect and if they fit in certain spots. Same thing with code. You have to type in code and see if it connects or not. So that's the magic of coding. You get to use creativity. You get to think of how different pieces works together. Your problem solve is like a puzzle without a set instruction manual. So if you're someone that needs like exact rules on how to do something, coding can be tough with you because outside of the fundamentals, the exact steps, you don't really have it. You have to really think on your own. You have to use creativity to connect the dots and build something that doesn't exist yet. And it's frustrating, but it's also fulfilling. Once things actually work, it feels good inside. And just like how like IKEA, you can build something that looks like it works and it might actually work, but the inside of it is bad, it's unstable. Same thing with code. You can build something that works, but on the inside it's unstable. It can't support a large scale of data and so forth. So that's where you have to think, and it's kind of fun, like thinking like optimized ways of how you can build something. So that's how coding is like. It's like a puzzle for something that doesn't exist yet. If that's something that sounds fun to you, I would recommend you consider coding as a path. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos where I talk about coding, travel, and entrepreneurship. Things along the way, things that I've learned and done along the way that has helped me as a freelance web developer.